Sheldon, do you sweat the details on a night where a game could have gone either way, but your team found a way to be resilient and come away with the victory?
Well, this time of year you need results, and the fact that we could find a way to get a win in a game like this, the way that we played, and the way that they played very well, and we didn't have it tonight, but to get a win is a very good sign for our team.
And the youngsters that you decide to put into the lineup respond, maybe on Joseph Duzak, and then a response on what Korshkov was able to do here for you tonight.
Yeah, obviously both guys found a way to shoot in the net for us. Great job by Duzak on his goal to be in a good spot, and we did a good job to drive that puck down the rink and set ourselves up for that. Korshkov is at the net. So that was a good goal for us. And then Korshkov's goal, he showed really good instincts to jump by his check in the neutral zone and make himself available there. He found him in the middle and takes a shot. So I thought he showed a lot of good skill today, a lot of good patience and poise with the puck for his first game and first time in this league and first time on the smaller ice and all that kind of stuff. So that was very encouraging. But we didn't have a great deal of positives in the game here today. But certainly those guys getting their first goals is a good thing.
With Korshkov's hitting, he had a physical presence tonight.
Yeah, for sure. He was involved physically. That's part of his game and part of who he is. So for him to feel comfortable enough to make his presence felt physically in the game, I thought was very positive.
Did you like what you saw from Mac Caldwell tonight? Was there any update on the status?
I did like Mac. It was a harder game for our defense here today than it has been. Certainly harder than game one, but even through the Rochester series, I don't think we faced forecheck pressure quite like that. So it was hard on all of our defensemen today. But I thought Mac did well, and I thought we really missed him when he left the bench there for a while. So I haven't got any update, but obviously he came back to play and was feeling good and cleared all his tests and all those types of things. So they took their time doing so to make sure, and then he was fine to come back in overtime. I'm not sure if he got it on the ice there or not, but he was on the bench and he was going to be coming back to play.
What was the thought process of putting more back with Brooks and Marchment at the latter part of the game?
Just not a lot was working with our game. So it was some portion of the second period there after a timeout. I thought it was the time to mix things back up. And I had fully intended on that line, or Morsey with that line reuniting at some point, whether it was back and forth throughout a game or full time. I knew I was going to make that switch at some point. Felt like the right time today. We just had to kind of juggle things up a little bit and try to break up what was going on because it wasn't good enough.
Might you go for more physical presence in Cleveland in Game 3, lineup-wise? Maybe one change?
We're going to look at it. We're going to see, or first of all, see how guys get through today with injuries and whatnot. We didn't have a great game today. They played extremely well, and credit to them. They made life real difficult for us. So we'll look at the video. We'll discuss any changes we might want to make. But I didn't think the lineup had much to do with it. I just thought we just didn't have it today, whether it was with the puck or without the puck. Defensively, we didn't skate. We weren't competitive. So there was a lot of things that we need to do a lot better. But the good news is we found a way to win. I thought that was really kind of the first real playoff game that we've played, frankly. Obviously, we played 3 games in Rochester, and we had an overtime game in Game 2 there as well. But this was a different pace. This was a different level of physicality. Their structure was very good today, so there wasn't a lot of opportunity for us, especially early in the game. So we were adjusting to that, and I thought a lot of our young players in particular had to struggle with that. But then even some of our veteran guys just didn't have it today. So it was a different type of game, and something we're going to have to adjust to a lot better in Game 3, especially in their building. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a great crowd. All of those types of things. They do a real nice job there with their fans supporting that building, and we'll have to be ready.
Did you like Kazmir's ability to battle, especially on a night where you needed it here tonight?
Certainly. Yeah, he was excellent, and he's really shown that the more work that he gets, the sharper that he is, and he really revealed that in the Rochester series. And obviously, he didn't have a lot of work in Game 1, but today he was tested a lot and was really solid for us. I thought that goal in the second period he probably wants back, but he's he battled and made big saves for us there the rest of the way.
3 minutes left in the tie playoff game. You have Joseph Duszak over the boards. What's made you feel comfortable in trusting, relatively young and experienced players in high leverage situations like that?
Well, we're trying to give young guys an opportunity here. To be honest, that situation was probably more the fact that we lost Hollowell on the bench, and the other 4 guys were quite tired. We needed another guy to play and get a shift for us. So, that was, if we have fresher guys, he's probably not getting out there, frankly. But, what ends up happening is when you play these games, you get opportunity for young guys to get exposure and get experience. So that's part of the reason why we put him into the Rochester series, part of the reason why we put him in today. So he ends up getting those type of experiences. And I thought he scored a big goal for us today, but I thought he and others really showed that, they've got some adjustments to make in their game and got to really settle in. And this, like I say, this game's played at a higher level than any other that we've played the entire season. So we've got to find a way there, not just with Joey, but with the rest of our team has got to adjust to that.
Any update on Rosen?
Rosie's he's not going to be back the rest of this series for sure. So he had some further tests, and there's some damage there that's going to take a little bit of time. So it's going to be on us to try to extend our season long enough to be able to get him back in, but we're not expecting to see him this series.